And the interesting thing is that I never heard any disparaging words about where I came from or Japanese or that I was not white or anything like that. In fact, I never really felt different. I knew I was, after all, I could see my father and my sister. And my father and my sister came every Sunday afternoon. That was a weekly visit. And they would come and my sister was the interpreter, and ask how things were, if there was any help that they needed. Of course, I spoke no English when I went to join them. And the first thing they would write down what they thought I was saying. And the first visit, they had written this down because they said, she keeps running around and saying these same words over and over for several days. And they said it, and it was pong itai. And when they told, they had written it down, and so when they told Dad and my sister, and they interpreted, they were just so hurt because they said here she was hurting, and we didn't know. And they just were so upset, that they hadn't caught that, But it was...
And what you were saying as a child was your stomach hurt.
Yeah, I was saying my stomach hurt, and they didn't recognize that, And the other thing I was told was we did not have a car, of course, and so we rode streetcars in Portland. And Mary said that after I got a little older and we were riding the streetcars to go visit somebody, I said, did anybody pay any attention to us? Did they look at us? She said, not really. She said, we were perfectly, just like any other passenger getting on. She said, until you would pipe up and say, Mommy, look at that. And all the heads would turn. And she said, and after that, yes, they would look at us.
Everybody trying to figure out how did this little Japanese girl end up with this family of Swedes. Interesting. Yeah.
Well, they weren't really, she was proud of her Swedish background, but we never spoke any Swedish. I learned a few words that her in-laws would come over, her sisters, and their husbands would visit, and they would teach me some words, and they would say, they taught me svenska flicka, which meant, Swedish girl, and things like that. And the taksamiki, which meant thank you very much. They said, now those are things you should know, And so they taught me that. And I didn't really go back to visit, you see, my family until I was what you could call old enough to be on my own, and that was only for a short time, maybe a week in the summertime, when my sister would be out of school, of course, and be able to take care of me. So I had to be old enough so that she wouldn't she would be able to take care of me. So I was probably, guessing, I would say maybe I was 6 or 7 before I went to stay for a vacation, already going to the local school. And at that time, I was kind of learning how to use a chopstick there, but not very good at it. But, I would use the chopsticks when I visited. I really don't remember getting any lessons, but Mrs. Brown she was trying to keep some Japanese in me, so she would make rice for me. But of course you realize the way I had rice at her house was with cream and sugar. It was cereal, and so she was very proud that she served me rice with cream and sugar.